Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with another Total War Warhammer video. Today's topic will be the final DLC and FLC pack for Total War Warhammer 2, so without further ado, let's begin. The Warden and the Paunch was announced less than 24 hours ago at the time of releasing this video, and while there might be a few people who think this is a bit too early to start speculating in regards to the final round of DLC and FLC content for Total War Warhammer 2, it is important to note that the hint regarding the Warden and the Paunch had been with us since the Shadow and the Blade trailer dropped, meaning that it had been right under our noses all along. Now, I'm not saying that we'll get a hint about the last DLC in the Warden and the Paunch trailer, as it would be a bit too obvious if they repeated that method once again. Nonetheless, I did watch the trailer about 24 times, and I couldn't really hear anything or see anything out of the ordinary. Making a guess would also prove to be quite difficult, considering that when the Warden and the Paunch releases, we would have already received 2 legendary lords per base game faction and race for Total War Warhammer 2, the Skaven, the Lizardmen, the Dark Elves, and the High Elves. Interestingly enough, we've currently seen 2 of the 4 Game 1 core races introduced into the second game. The Empire was introduced via the Hunter and the Beast, and the Greenskins are going to be introduced via the Warden and the Paunch. But there's only one DLC left, which leads the question, what race remaining from Total War Warhammer 1 will feature in the new upcoming DLC pack? Both the Dwarfs and the Vampire counts are currently missing from the Eye of the Vortex. Both have already received their respective race reworks, so it's not like a lot of work needs to be put into them. In the Warden and the Paunch livestream reveal, they've also informed us that they've done some works towards the Badlands and included a new faction of Vampire counts there. The clip goes as follows.
Yeah, I think another question or another thing I can mention is that we did some slight map upgrades again, not as substantial as in Shadows, where we added like a whole new area of the map, but we did add some regions in the Badlands, for example. Yeah. There's a new Vampire faction now. We did a huge rework of Grimgor's start position, so you will see a host of new factions around the world. There's a lot more Skaven dotted around now in the Badlands. It plays very, very differently to how it plays now. Currently, you could say it plays a little bit boring, but yeah, we spiced it up by quite a bit, and yeah, there's some upgrades. We also heard you about the Malus complaint, so we have a few new port regions in that area of the map, which should alleviate some of those problems. Yeah, something that yeah, we would have obviously liked to fix earlier, but it's again a little bit extra work we need to do, but we did that as well, and yeah, I think that's it, more or less, about the map changes this time.
So what we learn here is that they've added in new Skaven factions, and they've added in a new Vampire Count faction. Normally when this happens during a DLC, it's kinda hinting of what's to come in the future. For example, when the Shadow and the Blade was released, new Greenskin factions were added onto Total War Warhammer 2. Mainly in the Mortal Empires, but it made people start speculating of what was to come. The Skaven are currently missing one of their major clans, that of Clan Moulder, with an obvious legendary lord choice being Frot the Unclean. Whereas in regards to the Vampire counts, there are 3 different bloodlines that are not von Carsteins, finally, that could fit in both the Mortal Empires and the Eye of the Vortex campaign, that of the Necrarch, the Lemians, or the Strigoi. Many people would point towards Neferata here, but to be honest, I don't think Neferata will be added in just yet. Instead, she'll be added in during Game 3 when Nagash becomes available. If Nagash becomes available, better yet said. I could be wrong, however, and they could end up introducing Neferata, but it's more of the case that they'll probably add in the Strigoi or the Necrarch, as both of them are quite visually distinct from the von Carsteins. And in all honesty, I actually see the Vampire counts coming in as an FLC pack instead of a paid-for DLC pack. The Skaven versus the Vampires, there is lore, but there's not as much as maybe the Skaven versus the Dwarfs. The Skaven and the Dwarves have hundreds beyond hundreds of years of warfare against each other, so they make the perfect adversaries for a Lord pack. There are also a decent amount of legendary lord choices for the Dwarfs. Most, if not all, of the Karaks are already implemented into the Mortal Empires campaign, so it's not like anything else has to be added in, meaning that their start position for any potential lords could already be in game. With that, the FLC Lord could definitely be a Vampire count, seeing as the FLC Legendary Lord does not have to be directly related to the DLC pack in any way, shape or form. Repanse's reveal during the Shadow of the Blade is the perfect example of this. Honestly, I think this is the best way on how to introduce the remaining 2 Game 1 core races into the Eye of the Vortex campaign without potentially ending the series and skipping one of them. Skaven vs Dwarves paid for DLC, Thematic, timeless, everyone knows about their history together. Works very well. There's a few units here and there that could be added for both factions. And lastly, a FLC lore just for the vampire counts. You don't really need to add in more units here. At least anything else will be added in when Neferata eventually makes her appearance, and she would definitely not be an FLC lord. Such a big character like that would have to be a focus of her own DLC. We're gonna have a bit of a concept DLC idea video coming out very soon. We're actually styling it in the idea of an actual lord pack, so this is gonna be quite interesting and I can't wait to see what you guys think. But until then, what do you guys think about a Skaven vs Dwarf DLC with an accompanying FLC by the vampire counts? If you guys have any ideas regarding this or any ideas about any other possible forms on how these races could be implemented, let us know in the comments below and let's start a bit of a discussion. But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below, we have various links to different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram and Discord, where you can get in contact with the Great Book team, talk to us about Total War Warhammer, Warhammer Tabletop, or anything really. Also in the description section below is an affiliate link with Element Games, where you could buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Using our special link and also our special code, which is also in the description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. Honestly, it's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A special thank you to our patrons Gibraltar LUSC and Ryan Bertsche for subscribing to us at our Fane level. Honestly, you guys are super cool. And a big thank you to all of you for liking, sharing and commenting on these videos. Honestly, the channel's been growing a lot lately and it's all thanks to you guys. We can't thank you enough for all the support. This channel would be going nowhere without all of you, so for that we're extremely grateful. But with that, my friends, thank you for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.